Hello and welcome to our deep dive into the curious customs of Christmas. Today we're unpacking a beloved tradition that's a cornerstone of the UK holiday, but an utter mystery to many overseas, the Christmas cracker. That peculiar trio of a paper hat, a terrible joke, and a tiny plastic toy, all contained in a paper tube, is pulled apart by millions every December. It's time to uncover the nearly 200-year-old story behind this very British ritual. To understand the confusion, you only have to look online. While the cracker is a fixture in the UK and Commonwealth countries like Canada and Australia, it often creates a moment of shared discovery for Americans. You see comments on social media saying things like, "So that's why Arthur Weasley was wearing a crown in Harry Potter 5," or "Now I know why Bridget Jones and her dad were wearing crowns." This cultural disconnect highlights just how unique this particular tradition is. Our story begins in 1840s London with a confectioner named Tom Smith, who ran a shop on Goswell Road. This was a period of huge industrial change, and Smith was constantly searching for a new product to capture the public's imagination. His quest for the next big thing led him across the English Channel to Paris. It was in Paris, around 1840, that Smith discovered the bonbon, a simple, sugared almond wrapped in a colourful, twisted piece of tissue paper. He imported this idea back to London in 1847. They sold well throughout the year, but Smith was a shrewd businessman and noticed sales really soared at Christmas time. To make them even more appealing, he began adding a little love motto inside the wrapper, a romantic message that would become the ancestor of the modern cracker joke. But the crucial element was still missing, the distinctive pop. Legend says Tom Smith was inspired by the crackle of his log fire one evening. However, the reality is likely that he acquired the chemical snap technology, strips of paper coated with silver fulminate that explode with friction, from a fireworks company called Brock's Fireworks. By 1861, Smith launched his new invention. He first called them bangs of expectation, or Cossacks, possibly after the sound of Cossack soldiers firing guns. The public, though, quickly gave it the name that stuck, the Christmas cracker. After Tom Smith's death in 1869, his sons, Tom, Walter, and Henry, took over the booming business. Walter, in particular, had a vision to modernize the cracker. He traveled the world sourcing unique gifts and was responsible for two key additions that define the cracker today: the paper hat and replacing the simple love mottos with topical content. The business grew immensely, employing 2,000 people by the 1890s. Under Walter's direction, the cracker's contents really began to reflect the times. The love mottos were swapped out for snappy jokes and comments about contemporary figures and events, from women's suffrage to Charlie Chaplin, to the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb and the advent of jazz music. Eventually, these topical lines gave way to the famously terrible jokes we know today. Meanwhile, Walter's brother Henry is credited with introducing the paper hat in 1894. Tom Smith and Company were marketing experts, creating themed crackers that tapped directly into popular culture and the technological marvels of the day. They produced telephone crackers to celebrate Alexander Graham Bell's invention in 1878, motoring crackers in 1907 for the excitement of the new automobile, and Marconi messages for the wireless radio. Their beautiful box labels, many of which are preserved in the National Archives, offer a wonderful visual record of the era's interests. While today we mostly expect plastic trinkets, the crackers of the Golden Age contained exquisite, worldly treasures sourced by Walter Smith. These gifts included Japanese paper fans, American-made wooden barrels, and German scarf pins. Perhaps the most sought after were the tiny, beautiful check glass animal charms, produced in the Jablonec region between 1890 and 1930. Finding one of these charms on a beach today is a treasured discovery for collectors. The Christmas cracker did not appear in isolation. It was part of a larger cultural movement in Victorian Britain that shaped how we celebrate Christmas today. This era's Victorian Christmas trinity consisted of the Christmas tree, popularized by Prince Albert, the Christmas card, first commissioned in 1843, and the Christmas cracker, patented in 1847. Advancements in printing and railways, combined with a rising middle class, created the perfect environment for these new traditions to flourish. The cracker's longevity isn't an accident. The ritual is a piece of Victorian social genius, providing a moment of controlled chaos in an otherwise formal meal. Research suggests that shared, especially slightly embarrassing experiences, like groaning at a bad joke, create stronger social bonds. The cracker is a physical, shared experience that cannot be replicated digitally. It breaks the ice, forces interaction, and acts as a social leveler around the dinner table. Now, was Tom Smith the only cracker king? Well, history reveals at least two rival claimants: Gaudente Sparagnapane, an Italian-born confectioner, and James Hovell, another mid-19th century confectioner. Many historians believe that Tom Smith was simply a far better marketing man who did an excellent job of promoting the idea as his own. Today, the cracker industry is worth over £120 million annually in the UK, with around 300 million crackers pulled each Christmas across the Commonwealth. They have evolved, with eco-friendly, plastic-free, and even reusable forms now available. But the core experience remains unchanged. When you cross your arms at the dinner table, you're not just pulling a party favor, you are participating in a direct link to a Victorian confectioner's vision. The bang is the echo of Tom Smith's log fire, and the paper hat connects you to a tradition that has leveled and delighted generations for over 175 years. Thank you for joining us in uncovering the secret history of the Christmas cracker.